What's going on, everybody? It's Joey Valley TCG. Hope you guys are having a great day, a great week. Today we are going to be talking about Premium Card Collection Best Selection Volume 4. It's a little bit different than my typical video where I like to talk more about like a booster box or something like that. But I think there's just so much value, and it's so interesting to look at what's happening in this set almost as a microcosm for the greater One Piece game that I wanted to go into this in more detail. That said, like, comment, subscribe, and let's just get into it. So first and foremost, if you just look at how much this thing costs, MSRP'd at like $25, I believe. And currently it's sitting at $80. And as crazy as it is, I think the value in this set cannot be denied. I think this is actually undervalued at $80. I'm just going to show you guys why. First and foremost, we have this Nami card. Nami at $37. It comes in every single one of these collections. This is not like a Gamba box type of product. You get every single one of these cards that you see in here, all 12, and you get Nami. All right, so Nami, and people are calling this card the Gengar Nami. And if you can kind of see right here, Zeus right behind Nami, looking like Gengar, that's why. So we've had a lot of people kind of come into this space, One Piece in general, maybe taking a step back here. Speculating, and I think this is a very obvious example of that happening, because does he look like Gengar? Yeah, kinda. Is he Gengar? No. So the fact that people think that this is going to be a super expensive card, I don't know. They definitely printed a lot of these products. There were people with hundreds of this product. But if you look, though, almost everything's been sold out. So $30, $40, and then it goes up to $80, right? So, which is pretty crazy. So there's been a lot of these available, and the sell-through volume has been insane. And even today, you're seeing people buying 16 copies, or I guess it's yesterday, but 16 copies at once, thinking that prices are going to go up. I don't know. I think this, however, is a very good price for this Nami. Do I think it's going to go up meaningfully higher? Maybe if we continue to see this flow through during Christmas, this might go up to $40, maybe $50. But I don't think the peak is going to be $400. I think the peak is maybe like $40, $50, $60. And then Perfumer. So this is a Boa Hancock card. We love her on this channel. But as you can see, $34, and this used to be a $12, $13 card, has just gone up absolutely like a rocket ship in the last couple of weeks. And yeah, I mean, there's definitely a decent number of these copies of this card available still. Yeah, somebody CR collects with 122 of them, but definitely a meaningful amount left. But if you add up, by the way, this card with Nami, it's like $71, right? If you compare that to Premium Card Collection, the price of $80, you're already almost there. And then we're just gonna go through the rest of these very quickly. But Yamato at $6, Durashi at $6, Lafayette at 12, Perona at 8, Sabo 3, more pizza at 3.5, and I think this one, right? This is kind of like Perfume Femur, where this is a Bonnie card, but it's not classified under. There's no jewelry Bonnie here. However, it's a Bonnie card. It looks iconic. It looks very collectible. So I do think that prices could go up here. Momonosuke, $1. Building Snake $3, Kokara $3, and Gum Gum Lightning at $5.50. This, I mean, just look at that scene of this card. It's so stunning. And all of that adds adds up to $124. So relative to the $80 price point, you're looking at a positive EV of 55.2% at the price of $80. That's why I think it's still really, really reasonable, even though that the prices have gone up from 25 bucks, right? It gives you a lot of cushion should any of these cards, like, Gengar Nami start to fall a little bit, or Perfume Fumer start to fall a little bit, because there's always the optionality, as well of upside, where pizza goes up to $10 or 15 bucks. So that's why I really like this product. I wanted to show you guys this, and I know prices are higher now versus prior periods where you could get these cards for probably a little bit cheaper. But it is something to keep an eye out on. If you're at a card show, you see this going for like 80 bucks, I would snap it up pretty instantly, to be quite frank. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. I know One Piece has been in a crazy spot. I'm pretty excited. I just love the fact that we've had all these collectors join the ecosystem, where the game is still relatively affordable to play, if not very affordable to play. But then you have collectors as well. It just builds into a very healthy ecosystem of One Piece, and that's what I like to see. Anyways, thanks, guys, and I will talk to you guys next time. Let me know what you think of this product, these cards, or maybe some of the other best selections that have been put out, right? If there's any interesting cards in those that you think could go up in price, put that in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys next time.